What is the best tactics RPG of all time? Well, it might be this game. Get ready to hear me out. What's up everybody, MC Murr here, and today we're taking a look at Frosthaven, a new tactics RPG designed by Snapshot Games and published by Arc Games. And I want to thank all involved with this project for giving me an opportunity to take a look at this game right here on the show. Frosthaven is a tactics RPG with a card game element infused, and it's hard to think that it's not going to be awesome. The artwork, the graphics, the character models all look solid. I mean, I'm impressed at what I'm looking at here, just at a glance. The cards are your actions and attacks. Not the first tactics game I've seen to have a system like this, but this is a unique one, and it's a good look, believe me. Frosthaven is now available in early access on PC via Steam and apparently the Epic Store too. The full version is planned for sometime in 2026, but in the meantime, you can get in here and check out what's going on, and that's what I'm doing right now. As a digital successor to the Frosthaven board game, and apparently Gloomhaven as well, I mean, I'm familiar with those somewhat, I know what they are, I've just never played them. The game serves up a lot of enticing factors. Deep tactical combat, resource and party management, and class-based character creation? Yes, please. I mean, don't get me wrong, I also thoroughly enjoy tactics games where the characters are already made, but in this case, you do get some say in a somewhat limited but still cool range of customizations. There doesn't appear to be a way to change the character appearance, but perhaps it changes over time with character development, or maybe gear upgrades. The tutorial is short and sweet, with tutorial tips continuing into the game to help you along. There are 6 starting classes such as Banner Spear, Bone Shaper, Drifter, and Deathwalker, offering distinct playstyles, ability cards, and synergies that all feel robust. I do wish the cards had a little bit more detailed artwork on them. That's just the CCG lover in me talking. Certainly not a feature that adds function, but it wouldn't be a rounded review without a gripe or two, right? Even in early access, Frosthaven supposedly includes 35 plus quests as a starting point, with over 130 of them planned total. That said, I've only gotten through a few of them. With 6 different detailed difficulty settings, you have a lot of options with which to customize your experience. I thought I could probably handle veteran, but I went with standard for now so that I could take a relaxed look at this game and what it has to offer. But this ain't relaxed so far. My units are underpowered and seemingly hopelessly outnumbered at times. I realize honing my strategies where the card use is concerned will be what finally gives me the edge, but it also feels like a strategy game where normal is the new hard, and where easy would be a good recommendation for anyone not familiar with the system. There's allegedly a lot more content on the way. New storyline content, 3 more playable heroes, new bosses, more quests, and more. The model here looks to be a perpetually evolving product. And wow, there are choose-your-own adventure aspects here. Love that. Whose choices can open up additional quests while forging your path so that it keeps the linearity to a serviceable minimum. The combat animations are amazing. Games in this genre typically check all my boxes, and so far it looks like this one will not fall short of that. I gotta say, I'm really feeling the hex map system too. I don't mind squares, but if I get a choice, hexes it is. Appeals to the Battletech fan in me. Again, this is an adaptation of a tabletop scenario, and there's a lot to love there. What's your favorite tactics RPG? It's a loaded question, I know, but let me know in the comments because you know that I love getting a conversation going with you right here on the show. What you're doing in combat is selecting 2 cards to play per character, then using 1 attack square from a card and 1 movement square from the other card. You can only do 1 attack square per turn and 1 movement. It can be the base movement or attack, or the more detailed ability or action in the square, so you're losing anything you don't use each hand. That's where the resource management and strategizing has to be on point. You can rest and get cards back, but you also permanently lose cards in order to deflect damage incurred, so the whole thing is a complex balance, and there's not always a lot of margin for error. It's a very cool system though. I want to try the board games now. Frosthaven supports both single player and co-op online modes, so that's cool. I seldom use online features in these types of games, but it just adds dimension if nothing else, and the fact that it's an adaptation of a tabletop game means it has an opportunity to streamline much of the tabletop bookkeeping and setup that slows down the overall experience. Now, because it's early access, there are bugs, specifically crashes during combat or movement, but the autosave keeps that from being too much of an issue. You know, the UI isn't perfect. Some mechanics lack clarity, tooltips, or in-game reminders. Some classes and core mechanics still feel inconsistent or underpolished in terms of balance or clarity. The movement also seems imbalanced. 2 spaces at a time makes the larger maps feel needlessly long and full of skip turns. Abilities can enhance this for some players, but as a baseline, 2 spaces seems oddly restrictive. But it may seem more balanced over time. I'm still learning and I got a ways to go here. Anyway, these are not deal breakers for an early access title. It's just important to note this stuff for anybody that's hoping to jump in right now. Only a fraction of the total planned campaign is currently available. Many classes, quests, and story arcs are still locked behind future updates. This isn't the full, polished launch experience from a usual day one. It's an experience engaging in a gradually growing project. What you are getting seems to be a robust enough experience to justify the price. Frosthaven's systems are not lightweight. New players, especially people with no familiarity of the board games, which that was me, may feel overwhelmed. I have 20/20 hindsight on almost every move I've made so far. I'm constantly saying to myself, that's what I should have done, or oh crap, I shouldn't have done that, or oh man, I shouldn't have used that yet. But again, we're feeling things out here. You know, the tutorial is very helpful. I think it's well executed, but it's also a massive amount of information to process at the beginning. More tooltips will be essential, that's for sure. But Frosthaven is ambitious, and it gets a 10 from me on concept. On other things, the jury's obviously still out, but I think the outlook is good, and this could end up being one of the very best all-time in the genre. It's doing everything it needs in order to get this enthusiast's hopes up. I mean, what's here already gives a good taste of what the final product can be. Meaningful, tactical choices, class depth, co-op fun, and emergent stories. $39.99 is the listed price point, which is reasonable considering the projected scope of this product, even considering what you'll have access to currently. I want to thank the developers and Art Games for giving us an opportunity to look at this game right here on the show. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you're going to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the MC Mer Show for more video game reviews and intel on gaming deals. If you'd like to see another gaming review right now, click right here and keep the action going. See you in the next episode.